ICE releases record-breaking data under Trump. Let's go and jump into it. Let's see where this takes us, guys. This is a suggestion via a channel member.
Information on President Trump's illegal immigration crackdown. ICE announcing over 66,000 illegal aliens have been arrested, with 99% of them being removed. And that includes nearly 500 either accused or convicted of murder, and over 2,200 gang members.
And that somehow is a problem for some people. Like, this is the reason why you don't like him, because he removed these individuals, guys. That's why. Don't get me wrong here. Things are not perfect, right? I mean, without the due process aspect of things, there are some mistakes being made. That's the fact of the situation here, guys, right? But look at the literal benefit, guys. All right? Pay attention to that aspect here.
Nowhere has this transformation been more dramatic than our southern border. You have seen a change on your southern border that Sleepy Joe said couldn't happen. The last administration engineered a massive border invasion, allowing gangs, cartels, and terrorists to infiltrate our communities.
Florida Senator Ashley Moody joins us now. And Senator, as the president has said repeatedly, we didn't need new immigration laws. We just needed a new president.
Absolutely, and that is becoming abundantly clear to the American people as we have seen the numbers encountered at our southern border drop almost 100%. It's really incredible, the
94.7
magnitude of success that this president and his administration has had over the first 100 days. And we got to give it to the team. They are working together, working very hard, using laws aggressively to make sure they're being just as aggressive as those criminals that push their way into our country and want to hide out. I am shocked at how fast they have gotten going and gotten people out of here. As you remember, as AG, I was pushing back on what Biden did daily, only litigating in court, bringing it to Congress's attention, showing the danger to our communities, and to have a president come in and take this seriously and get the job done so quickly. I can't tell you how much that means to those of us that work so hard, and how much it means to the American families that were victimized throughout the last administration.
Yeah, Senator, shock is a good word, and I think these numbers here bear repeating. ICE announced that 66,000 illegal aliens have been arrested, with a 99% of them being removed. So there's a lot going
What's the 1%
on in the courts right now. But with a near 100% removal rate, do these rulings even really matter?
Look,
I mean, the
I'm
rulings
a former
always
judge.
matter.
Rulings
guys.
matter.
Yes.
But what you're going to see, and I applaud them for it, is Trump is aggressively fighting in court when he believes he has the legal authority under our laws, under the emergency declarations he's made. When he declared a lot of these gangs terrorist organizations, which I advocated for as Attorney General, they believe that they have the right to remove people here that are dangerous, that are gang members, that seek to do our citizens harm. And in many cases, they have the right to do this in an expeditious an expedited removal. And
notice she says in many cases, because again, we have to all kind of come to the terms that this system, in fact, is still not perfect. Okay, it is not perfect at all, guys. I mean, there have been some mistakes that have been made. Okay, do these mistakes outweigh the literal good it is of being able to remove the people that are in this country in an illegal manner? No. It doesn't outweigh it. I mean, obviously, if there is a way to rectify anyone specifically that could have been removed, I'm not referring to the guy that's in El Salvador, bro. Not him. Leave him there, guys. He shouldn't be back here, because no matter what, he was going to be removed anyway. He was on the ledger, let's say, guys, right? But there have been mistakes. I mean, there are people getting wrapped up in collateral, let's say. There are like green card holders who are, who have been thoroughly accosted, let's say, while being in the presence, let's say, of an illicitly here, migrant, guys. Okay, guys, you understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to say here, the system is not perfect, but it definitely needs to exist.
And I am incredibly proud of them for fighting hard in court. Now, they've said repeatedly, we're not going to violate court orders, and I commend them for that. But they have to be aggressive. I cannot tell you, when we fought back against Biden as they purposefully broke the border and then purposefully conspired to cover it up for 4 years, we would win in court, we would win, and they would change a policy title or whip out something that's exactly the same the next day. You have to fight in court, and you have to make sure that you're fighting just as hard as they did when they were in office, as we're trying to course correct and save the country and save our national security.
I think we can trust that if you're looking for a fighter, President Trump and his administration are just that. Meantime, the president was questioned by ABC News on due process for illegal migrants. Watch this.
We follow the legal process. I can't have a trial, a major trial for every person that came in illegally.
Even bad guys get due process, right?
If people come into our country illegally, there's a different standard. These are illegal. They came in illegally.
But they get due process.
Well, they get a process where we have to get them out. Yeah.
No. Listen. That is crazy. Do they get due process? No. Wait a second. They get a process, and the process is we're going to get you out. That's crazy to say out loud, guys. Like he says exactly what's on his mind, like the period, guys. I mean, I'm not saying that that's like a great thing all the time, but just understand you have to respect that small thing. Like you know what he's trying to say. If that makes any sense. He's like, no.
Process. Well, they get a process where we have to get them out.
Right, that's the process.
Okay, let's talk about the Venezuelans.
They get whatever my lawyers say.
Senator, as a former AG, as a former judge, when you hear the left rail about due process, do you get the sense that they truly do not understand what due process is legally, nor do they understand the exceptions and
they don't want them to leave
for illegals?
They don't want them to leave.
Right, and you nailed it, Todd. In these instances regarding immigration, there are exceptions in terms of who is eligible for expedited removal, especially when they came in and started designating some of these cartel members and cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. And so, look, I am watching, our Attorney General Pam Bondi, Kristi Noem, Homan. I am watching these guys work diligently every day, using the law to their advantage and making sure they're removing people as fast as they can that could be a danger to American citizens. And, this has never been done. I think we've got the numbers down to like where they were in the 1960s. It's unprecedented. And again, I commend them for being aggressive, just as aggressive in building back and fixing the security of this nation and removing people as Biden was and his henchmen in breaking it down.
Let's give her a new title, Professor Senator Ashley Moody, educate.
Okay. Now listen, I definitely don't want to say that the left did literally nothing, but they did a lot, okay? But the problem is that we as Americans don't really care about what's happening, let's say, outside of the country. Specifically, if we're not seeing any immediate benefit from it, then of course the first thing we're going to say is we're not doing nothing, right? Now, they failed the border legitimately, but they tried to like fix the root cause of it. I think that's where they were focusing all of their efforts. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. That's where they were focusing their efforts in the countries where the people are coming from. You get what I'm saying here? But by doing that, they just completely left the southern border open, right? And they are 100% at fault at that. But I wouldn't say that they were doing nothing, right? It just wasn't working. You have to, listen, for the effort, I'm gonna give you probably a C. I'm gonna give you a C- for the effort, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, right? But Trump gets an A+ because he actually stopped it. Like he stopped what the overall American people see, and that's all that really matters to the majority of Americans. Like if they don't see the borders being consistently bombarded, then they're gonna say great job, right? But if all we see is the southern border being bombarded, yeah, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, you did nothing, basically, in contrast, at least, guys, right? But all right, listen, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.